I think it's working. Good to see you. Doing a little bit different, doing something with the audio. I haven't been doing this in a while because I've just been busy with other things. And frankly, I've been trying to take a break from everything that's going on. I'm sure everybody has, but it's absolutely unavoidable. You can't not hear about everything 8 times a day, even if you live in a cave anymore. So, trying to talk about slightly different things, but I can't because some of them just bubble to the top. Radio show, we're doing repeats. It's the summer. That's what people normally do anyway. We always did um, current shows. Uh, we did them for a few years like that, but we're having to fall back and do repeats like everybody else. Um, we're also on this. I've just been taking a break, trying to fill in the gaps. And I don't know if people bug me and say they hadn't heard from me in a while, so I decided to do this. Been a little under the weather and tied up with other stuff, so I'm just doing audio. I like doing just the audio better, I think. I'm treating it like a video radio show, if that makes any sense. It doesn't. But Regis Philbin died yesterday, Linda Carter's 69th birthday, looking beautiful as always. Call me. Um, Texas is about to get hit with a storm. Storm, shelters, pandemic, nightmare. Civil rights icon John Lewis mourned. That man did a lot in his life. Schools, should they reopen? Who knows? Federal agents in Portland. I don't know what to say about that. Um, for clarification, these aren't military officers. These are federal agents. And while military and the agents are federalized, run by the federal government, they're different things. So this should not be seen as a military occupation, although it is mimicking a military occupation in some ways. Um, I'm all for law and order. I am not for living in a country that touts freedom where people get scooped up by people that do not identify themselves and taken away in the night in vehicles that are unmarked and they have no uniforms on them. There's no accountability. That's not what happens here. That's what happens in South America with drug cartels and other things like that. That's not what happens here. That's part of what we're trying to keep in line. That's part of what we're fighting for. We got to watch it. We're on a slippery slope politically with these things. Um, and, we're accepting this new normal. And I've even found myself sliding into it a little bit. But you got to be careful with this because where does it end? Where do we lower the bar for safety? Where does it end? There's still people debating hard on one side, hard on another side about whether or not this is a thing. It is a thing. That it's ludicrous to say this isn't a thing. It is a thing, and it's going to have a great impact on us. It's having a great economic impact. It's having a great physical impact, and it's more importantly having a great emotional impact. The emotional impact, we haven't even begun to address what's going to happen with that. We don't know. We don't have any metric for something that is going to potentially take its toll on people. I've started to see a missing person incidents. We've started to see people go missing because they think they have this virus and harm themselves because they think they have it. So it is trickling down. And while I'm on the topic of missing people, talking about disparity in missing person cases, I asked people about the 2-year-old missing boy in Philadelphia, and they say, I don't watch the news. And then I say, you know about the missing girl in Lancaster? And they say, oh, yeah, I know about that one. They come over the same mediums. We're seeing things differently. The missing boy, unfortunately, is deceased. And they have somebody in custody. The girl in Lancaster, unfortunately, has not been found yet. They have somebody in custody on that also. Deviants took a break after this thing started in March. It took a rest. Even psychopaths, sociopaths, and just generally crazy people had to get their bearings. But they're coming back, and they've had time off to rest and to think. and to let their madness take them over worse. And they will start hurting people again. That's what they do. Please keep your eyes out. Stay away from bad people. You see something, say something. Don't think anything is insignificant. That little break we got when we had no problems for a month or so, that's going to bite us hard. We're seeing problems all over the place. I see it through the prism of missing persons because that's the prism I see it through. But I realize the world is much bigger than that. But just keep your eyes open and be careful. You know, they're talking about schools reopening. Some of the logic is there, some of it isn't. The data shows that students, young people, are less likely to catch this ailment in general. But they go home to an older population, so they can carry it home. It can just as easily spread. When you're taking people outside of their herds and mixing them, it's going to potentially spread. So it's just something to keep in mind. I don't have the answer to the question. These are very difficult questions, and we need to give the leadership, regardless of the party, we need to give the leadership a bit of a break on this. But don't stand up there and act like you have the end-all, beat-all cure, and you know if you don't. It works better. Get your PR people on the ball. Go up there and talk like a human. Don't be some scripted talking head. That's what everybody's tired of. Talk like you're a damn human, and people will appreciate it and they'll respect it. We don't need any more of this scripted stuff. So it's been hot. It's been wet. And none of those things in a good way. If you're outside, be careful. I've been outside and not been careful, and I'm paying the price. Hydrate yourself, and all those safe practices. Get yourself water ice if you're in the city, because that's where all the good water ice is, just so you know. Drink before you have to. That's one of the secrets you learn getting older. Do everything before you have to. Everything has to be done before it has to be done. You're always dwelling in the past, but thinking of the future. Or maybe it's the other way around. I guess they're talking about delaying all events for this year in the city of Philadelphia, and I think that's going to trickle down into the suburbs. I hate to see some of them canceled. One of the predictions I made for years is was going to come true. I thought this year that we would see by July 4th, somewhere around there, we were going to see Christmas decorations within a few weeks of that. I think the pandemic messed it up. I think I would have been right on that prediction. But pandemic jammed me up. If you find this event stressing you out and it's taking its toll, talk to somebody. All joking aside, you need to talk to somebody. Keeping it in doesn't help anything. So please, if it's taking its toll, call a friend, call somebody, message somebody, do something. Don't just hold it inside. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That's the way it used to work, and it didn't work. And when there's Rich, been drinking since 5 a.m. Well, that's either 5 a.m. or the year 500. That's a long time. Either way, it's too much alcohol, Rich. Too much alcohol. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Don't hurt anybody. Don't let anybody hurt you. And more importantly, I think I'll end it with one of my slogans. What's become a slogan over the years is give no shit, take no shit. See you soon.
I'm just an old truth teller.